proud to affirm resolve the United States should accede to the Rome Statute of the International Criminal Court. Joining the ICC would have three benefits. First, it would improve the efficacy of the ICC itself. When it comes to international law, what the U.S. does matters. Loyola Marymount law professor Justin Hughes wrote in 2020 that American decisions on whether to fulfill our treaty obligations sends a signal to and provides an important role model for other countries. And thus, if we were able to sign on to and thus support the ICC, others would as well. Ibrahim Al-Assil of the Atlantic Council predicted just last June that were we to join the U.S., other important holdouts like Saudi Arabia, Turkey, and Qatar would also accede, and thus reduce the risk of war in the volatile Middle East. And this is not just wishful thinking. It has happened before. Harvard law professor Antonia Chase points out in 2008 that when the U.S. has finally ratified the Chemical Weapons Convention, news spread quickly and 86 countries joined on the same day. Thus, according to Lindsay Maisland of the Council on Foreign Relations, ratifying and thus strengthening the ICC would have a deterrent effect on would-be perpetrators, which would prevent mass atrocities and thereby break self-perpetuating cycles of violence. Second contention is it would improve America's credibility as a global leader. Anya Wayhall of the Council on Foreign Relations wrote in 2022 that our refusal to join the ICC has caused the U.S. to lose other countries' trust and give up the influence of shaping the future decisions of global rules. James Palmer, writing in Foreign Policy in 2019, goes even further, saying that our refusal to accept the ICC and be subject to the same rules as the rest of the world has strained relations with those who were once our strongest allies due to perceived impunity of U.S. military personnel. This has sparked mass protests and drives anti-Americanism around the globe, where we are no longer seen as protectors but instead oppressors. Failing to join the ICC to stand with the rest of the world against the most horrendous acts imaginable has destroyed our credibility in the eyes of the globe. Jaron Cohen and Ian Brenner write in Foreign Policy in 2023 that this lack of credibility has created the most volatile and dangerous period since the end of the Cold War. It is metastasizing crisis in global politics. They go on to directly identify this U.S. credibility vacuum as the root cause of both Hamas's terror attacks against Israel and Russia's brutal invasion of Ukraine, which today has resulted in nearly 400,000 deaths. But affirming and thus joining the ICC would reverse the trend for Wayhall states that if the U.S. wants to maintain its position as a global leader, it must move away from its refusal to ratify the Rome Statute. And Felicia Kuo writes last year in the UCLA Political Review, doing so would put the U.S. on the right side of history and thus regain its legitimacy as an actor in international law among global actors. Third, it would improve the efficacy of the international law. Branko Murtex in 2022 states that years of hypocrisy on the ICC could have done serious damage to the entire concept of international law. This decline in respect for not just the ICC but the very fabric of international law has, according to the University of Minnesota, Professor Melvin Steen, made it more difficult to monitor and eliminate the spread of infections